forward. When I say he goes forward with initiative, he wants to penetrate the defense of the opposition. So certainly someone that the Namibians will be keeping a close eye on. But they themselves, it was a goalless draw. It was I'm going to say a confidence booster for getting the opening point against the opening fixture, which was against Angola. They themselves will be looking to build on that. So both teams coming out with a lot of impetus and making sure that they can get not only 1 point but all 3 points to move to the top of the table joint with Angola.
And talking about that, skillful sides, we are looking for goals now. We've seen the skills. Now let's see what we got earlier on. 5 goals, can't complain.
No, we can't complain. I think we touched on that earlier, and we asked for goals. And Mafa, because you are here, I think they brought
against one in the last third and get into that box. I think sounds very simple, obviously, but that's the plan.
Looking at the two teams that have just left the pitch, it shows that this group is also tough, like Group A. Every other group is tough, but you need to be at your best today. Yeah,
most definitely. I think it's tournament football. We had the feel now of our opponents, of the field, the tournament with that first match. So I think now it's where we getting to know and getting to play for it now. So I think my team, we like usual, going to go out full energy, going to go to Lesotho. They're technically very good, solid, passing the ball around, but we have to go to them. We have to make it as comfortable and uncomfortable as possible for them. And hopefully we can get that break and score that goal.
And just finally, Heavens are not playing game now. Would that affect your plans here and there?
No, we love it. We love it. We love conditions that's not normally favorable. We love it. We're going to take it on. I hope it's going to rain even more.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coach. All right. Coach, Angola heading the table. You have to be in and around there. Today is the day when you can just maybe occupy a decent spot.
Yes, Max. Today's match it's a very tough one, and we are playing a very good team, and we are prepared, and we are aware that it's not going to be easy, but we have to see to it that we secure maximum points.
You got one game under your belt. The feel, do you get the feeling that the players have got the groove of it now?
Yes, after our last match, which we drew with Seychelles, we sat down and we planned together. We went to the training sessions, and I think we saw the focusedness from the players and the understanding how important this match is to us. So I think they are ready to come and enjoy themselves.
Namibia themselves are not an easy side.
Definitely, they've qualified for AFCON. They've got a lot of players playing in South Africa and in Angola. They're a very good team, and it's never easy to play against them. But it's the opportunity for our boys to come and get the exposure, to get the experience. Yeah.
Good luck, Coach.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The 2024 Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup ends day 5 at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium in Kwazakele, with Namibia and Lesotho looking for a first win of the tournament and to end the day top of Group C. On that note, a very good day it is to you. As well, today started out on a high goal scoring note, one should say, with Seychelles starting the day top of the group. They're now bottom of the group following the 5-3 loss to Angola. Now these two sides come out and they'll look to score goals and pick up their first wins of the tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Namibia.
These nations that have faced each other on 4 occasions in the history of the Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup, they've won 1 apiece and drawn 2 matches. So the winner today, if there is to be one, will of course take the advantage in the head-to-head stats between these 2 nations in the COSAFA Cup. An all-female team we do have that will be taking charge of this team, and as far as the referee, the 2 assistants, including the 4th official. Firstly, let's have a look at the Namibian team. Then they will have the 2 up front, those being Gulugua and Moseu. Still looking, the Namibians keep in mind for their first goal of the tournament. Lisido keeps his place between the sticks here, while Sakambera and Ambira will be crucial to their defensive abilities here. They proved stubborn against the Angolans in the first match. So, for those 2, Kamberipa and Ambira, right in the heart of that defense. Then it's Kasume and Karumbe out in midfield, and the 2 attackers, of course, Buluga and Museu. So the referee in this encounter is Pushra Kabubi from Mauritius, assisted by Diana Chikotesha from Zambia, as well as Fatiha Jamumi from Mauritius. The 4th official is Maria Rivet from Mauritius. All-female team here in what should be a very good game of football. Now, for Lesotho, 6 changes that have been made, 3 out of the back 4. So it's Matlabe, Makomero, and Malani that come into that back 4. Then those are the 3 changes made. The entire midfield, all 3 in the midfield, have been switched up. They welcome Tolowani, Lebukulani, and Bereng out in the attack. The 1 change sees Katleo Magating coming into the sharp end of the attack. Then for this Lesotho side, Watsera taking a spot on the bench then. So it's interesting. The changes being made here by Leslie Noti, the Lesotho coach, with his team in your picture for the time being. They go out to that far side to acknowledge the supporters that have come through, hoping at the end of the day it is Coach Noti and his men in white and blue that will be celebrating the 3 points. Colin Benjamin and his Namibian team do have a few supporters of their own out on that far side as well, and it is Lesotho that will get this game underway. They will attack the goal to the left of your picture, whilst Namibia attack the right. Both these sides will be very much aware of the 5-goal thriller that happened just here a little bit earlier on in the day. Also, one was wondering, with the weather conditions being what they are today, what the condition of the pitch would be like at the start of this second encounter of the day. This on day 3 at this venue, what with the rain having come down for the first time today. Hasn't taken too much of a battering. Still, should give us a good game of football. All eyes on the referee, Bushra Kabubi, to get this game underway. And we have it. Namibia looking to close down right from the front, eager to try and unsettle Lesotho as they get the ball underway then. These minds, one win each when these nations have faced each other. First to win today will be the first to pick up 2 wins against the other. Now, Namibia looking to get into the front foot as quickly as possible. They're yet to score in the tournament, whilst Lesotho have found the back of the net on one occasion, only to have the Seychelles come up with an equalizer in the opening day of Group C's action out at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Did prove a stubborn side, the Seychelles, and they showed it once again earlier on in the day against the Angolans. 5 goals to 3-2 the scoreline in favor of Angola, who led, then had to chase the game with Seychelles taking the lead at one point in that match. Great entertainment. And, well, with the group beginning to take shape now, pressure will be on Namibia and Lesotho to go all out here today and trying to pick up his, well, pick up maximum points, maybe I should say, with Namibia having the early corner here. Well, the Orbit College man to organize defensively. Out towards the far post. Maybe I get the initial 2 headers, and well, in the end, it's good goalkeeping from Sekwane Morani. Took charge inside that box. Now, maybe again looking to get the early momentum of this match out to that far side with the likes of Mohamed getting involved in trying to bring Gambanda into it. All out for a throw-in. Top of your picture, right in the middle of your picture, you can see the Namibian flags to get, what is that, 3 supporters. Numbered heavily by those from Lesotho out to that far side. So they are loud and proud in the Namibian colors. Can hardly miss them. Now, on this near side, Lesotho having it in with Matwele, looking to go early in search of Magade. Well, to have a striker sitting alongside me, so this next question may be apt for Max Mampunyani. The change for Lesotho, yes, 6 of them, but there's one that jumps out at me from a striking point of view, of course, and that is Motebang Sera, being one of those that has been switched up here in the starting 11. Your thoughts on the change with Kateho Maketeng coming on in his place out in the attacking areas?
What I've noticed, Sizo, is that Sera is now on the bench, and often when you have a squad as big as this, you just have to say, I want to give everyone a run. And both coaches, if not all coaches in this tournament, wants to give a run to as many as possible. And they know, and we know, what Sera can do. So the coach must be thinking, let me not get them to play off Sera, give him a rest. When the need arises, I'll bring him on in the second half.
He, of course, is Lesotho's top goal scorer in this tournament with 7 goals. Lesotho now getting to the byline on the far side. Good work to keep it alive and force the corner. Already they're 4 spread out inside that box for the pace of Tabang Malani.
I like what Malani did there, realizing that he can't now use the left foot anymore. The right foot anymore. How's that? To just control it with the left foot, keeping it in play and getting something out of it.
One of the 3 changes made to that back line for Lesotho, operating out wide on the right side. Now, Matwele, and will be with the in-swinger here, and he plays tough football for Dinare. Now, shot from range is nowhere near causing any problems whatsoever for the Namibians. Trying his luck from a long way out then was Libukulani.
Didn't play in the opening game.
No, he didn't. He's amongst the 6 starters here today. Have to go back to 2017 for the last meeting between these two sides. A game that ended in the quarterfinals in 2017. That ended with a 0-0 scoreline in the quarterfinals. Lesotho winning it on penalties, moving on to lose to Zimbabwe in the semi-finals. Now, decision once again here for Lesotho.
That's our man again being fouled.
Yep.
Matsuele. Set pieces, unbelievable. This one is too far. I'm waiting for the ones that are in a range or within range.
Yeah, with the distance of this, it looks as though it will be Bereng to take it and trying to find a teammate towards that far side. Of course, Bereng, amongst the changes, did come on in the second half of the opening match, looking for the early assist here. Both these nations playing their World Cup qualifiers in South Africa over the last month or so. Plenty of experience for Bereng over the years. One of the senior players inside this Lesotho team. Now one of two that play for Orbit College alongside Merani, the goalkeeper, in this starting lineup. Namibia quick to try and burst forward here as they try and get onto the front foot. Couldn't quite keep moving it down the line.
Very interesting. I've spotted that almost in every game, as is the case now, the Angolan technical team or video team is sitting right in front of us, trying to get more information.
Now, movement on that far side. That's for the early cross here. And battle for the ball in the end. It's come off a Lesotho player last. He's gone out for the goal kick. Now, there they are. The Angolan members of the technical team here, Max Mapunyani.
These are the ones, Sizwe, that will always go back and say, I've seen the danger here and there. And these are the eyes and ears of the coaches.
Part of the video team as well. So they watch just about every game in the group here and back reports to the coach.
Every country does that. You remember the famous Burkina Faso AFCON with Bafana Bafana? Yep. We had Jomo Sono and the team doing that for Clark Barker.
Yeah, just looking back at the early attempt that went wide on the mark, a little bit of frustration for Magate. No, nicely done on the move out to that far side. Quickly the ball back into the box. It needs a cutback, or maybe not. Went for the far post, but maybe the easier decision would have been the cutback when Magate, as a striker, only had one thought in mind. However, lovely build-up from Lesotho on that far side.
Yeah, he wanted the target, and he just wasn't aware that Matsuele was lurking on the ball or somewhere around the box there. Could have thought of him, but as I said, and always will say, the target is always the first prize.
No.
Sorry, you know, normally when a player scores,
yep,
you celebrate with him. When he misses, then you say, I was alone. Maybe alone to miss it.
There he is, looking for the 1-2 now is Magate. Got pace, plenty of it here. And the ball maybe too close, way too close to Ndisiro. Man plays his football for African Stars, looking for the early release here. Didn't get his distribution right, so pressure on the Namibians. Leaves that pressure. There's Ndisiro. Interesting when you look at the Lesotho record in the Hollywood Pets COSAFA Cup. Their biggest win, only a 3-0 win over Mauritius. Lost 4-0 on a couple of occasions to Botswana and South Africa as the biggest defeats. Now, again, Lesotho having numbers pushing forward. Then for a moment, it was just a 3-on-3 battle. Midfielders worked hard to drop back then for the Namibians. Certainly they're creating moments here, Lesotho, as Bereng gets the turn. Botswana will get the throw in. Matabe it is with the throw in here, still working hard. There's Maketeng then. They really are trying to unsettle Namibia and not allowing them to play inside their own half. Kambura, Ogarumbe rather, getting them started and trying to move. There he is with a pass out on that far side. Now, we're going to open it up with a pass to this near side. Lovely vision, lovely touch from Amuzeu. Only problem is, he was in an offside position. The Black Leopards man.
He was definitely in an offside position. And just next to the assistant referee. He learned a lot of good things from Shalulile. So tuck in the shirt, run tirelessly.
Hands almost as high up as possible, almost under the armpit.
He's just left with one thing, scoring regularly.
Well, for Isidro, yet to concede, he has had a few moments of worry with Lesotho pushing forward. The Namibians yet to really find the groove going forward and creating chances in the one match, but as 12 minutes of this encounter is the movement and ball back across the box from Amuzeu. Hopeful shot from an extremely long way out. Now there were options up the field here to the left and right here, and standing just outside the center circle, Petrus decides to have a crack.
Can't complain. Kept trying. That was too far.
Yeah.
But you know, it's one of those that a big deflection just puts the goalkeeper off. You must trust your teammates though, in front of you. Let them
better options.
Face you and play off them.
Totally good in the end. Good call by Bushra Kabubi from Mauritius. Also taking up a good position to make the call for the challenge on Thabo Malani. Plays his top football for LCS. Zamalani combining with Tabantu Jani out to the far side. Jani, of course, the goal scorer for Lesotho in the last encounter. Early ball back into the danger area and flags up for offside as Lesotho are looking to cook up something special. Far side official Fatiha Jemumi, also from Mauritius. Good call. Interesting that it seems Lesotho have found their rhythm here inside the opening 15. I don't think we can say the same for the Namibians. They are playing, but in patches here and there. Lesotho seem to have found a bit of joy in their wide win on the left and right. Here it goes to wide of this near side. Looking for Matuele. Good work defensively. Now Amuzeu. Good hustle by Lebogolani to win it back. Here he is on the turn, turning into trouble on that occasion. Card.
That was a bit high.
And well, you want to see your strikers working hard here and trying to make things happen. The Richards Bay man getting a final talking to. He's eager to make things happen. A little too eager.
It was foot up. It never really hurt the opponent, but it's just for the intent. That's what that card is all about.
First yellow card of the day.
So someone would say, what do you mean by intent? Is I see your intentions, here's a yellow card. In case you want to now finalize your job, not here.
Wasted set piece here. Nowhere near causing problems for that Lesotho defense. In fact, practice catch, if anything, for Mwerani. Now, looking more likely there by Muzeu as he looks for a teammate top of the box again. It's clustered out there. Lesotho able to deal. Good movement on his near side. Lovely ball to spot the run. Looking to catch the keeper off his line. Practice Bering.
It bubbled though, but you could see the idea was just to play it in front of the defenders that were facing the goalkeeper. Just bubbled, went way over.
Got it horribly wrong in the end. Did Charlotte Bering.
The sad thing about this game is we see what you did. We have to read into your intention.
Yeah.
You know? And what you did is the one that's so glaring that we'll judge you on.
Well, he's much the busiest from a Namibian point of view is Muzeu out on this near side, especially over that halfway line. So he's become a constant outlet for them. One in the middle of the park then. Kasume. Was wise. Matabe of the two men on either side of him, then he couldn't play the ball back to Mwerani. Doing the right thing in going with safety first.
Can't wait to see the two tactical wits of the two acclaimed coaches that are seated on these benches.
No. Again, one back in the good area here for the Namibians. Foul, and well, he must be careful now. He could earn himself a spot in the referee's book for kicking that ball way after the whistle had gone. That, of course, being Karumbe. The man fouled. Hard to be shown here.
Referee stamped her authority there. She said, I can't come to you, come to me. She just stopped there. You come to me. I didn't do anything wrong. You are at fault.
Amanda goes into the referee's book. The first from Namibia in the book, joining Makatane from Lesotho. Well, another decision the way of Lesotho. The whistle went a little bit late this time around, but no doubt. Makatane was fouled here. Unwittingly so by Namib, who I don't think had his eye on the opponent as he came across his legs then and tripped him up. Now again, the Lesotho with heavy numbers inside the opposition box then, opting for the shot from a long way out. That's done here by Moseu on the near side. Good work defensively then in protecting the ball and allowing it to go out for the goal kick.
His job is to create space here behind you. So let him get the ball in front of him and then you play.
Tongue lashing for Amazania then. Because he had the strong words of Colin Benjamin just behind him.
What Ronnie Kanalelo was saying is...
Ronnie Kanalelo, rather.
Yeah. So he says, get the ball, let him get the ball, and then you press. Don't dive, don't go before he gets the ball. Remember, you're a defender, so you're behind. You don't always have to be first on the ball, because when he turns you, you'll be left for dead.
Good movement to ball in, easy for Lesotho. Well, the player that has spent a good part of his career out at Mamelodi Sundowns is Kanalelo. And well, for the Namibians, they will have another from the country that's, well, I think it's safe to say legend out at Mamelodi Sundowns, and amongst the Sundowns legends in Shalulile. Now, into the park here is Garumbe. Approaching the midway point of this first half. A couple of players down here for Botswana. One in midfield, the other a little further back. There's Kambanda, who's gone down. There's another behind him. And from Lesotho, I beg your pardon, I said Namibia. And the other is struggling is Makete, who took a little nut from behind. So they will be held up here. There is Coach Benjamin just at the bottom of your screen at the corner. There is Ronnie Kanalelo. It just seemed that he's the man that was handing out the tongue lashing a little bit earlier. There's those three Namibian fans we spoke of earlier, and are loud and proud and aren't afraid to rub shoulders with the counterparts from Lesotho, aren't too far away from them.
Interesting with the posture of the coach, Colin Benjamin. Always leaning against the dugout, never shouting instructions, and taking notes from time to time.
No surprise to see Potter in the South African colours with the Lesotho supporters. I'll tell you why. He's from the Free State, where of course the preferred language is Sotho, and Lesotho right next to the Free State, so language is not an issue. Where we saw Potter and wondered is he struggling was out at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, where most of the songs these days could be in Sotho. We wondered around the Xhosa crowd how are things faring in getting them going. And it looked like he was struggling on that day.
And I guess if Namibia was playing Angola, he was going to be with Namibia.
Yeah. So, whilst the players get attention here, it's a cash event for Amagading, so they'll have to take care as they have him leave the field. And having plenty to say, there's a Moseu of Black Leopards.
I hope it's not as bad as it is, or as it looks.
For the time being, Lesotho will have 10 on the field here.
They've got two players warming up on the far side. Lesotho in case.
Movement is good out to that far side from Malani. Back infield here as Lesotho trying to force the issue and trying to get some forward movement. Sides that have cancelled each other out so far. Not too many clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities, although Lesotho have had their best look at goals so far. Now, Paul lost in the dangerous area. Brazil. One looking for teammate on the far post. He hasn't quite get it right with the quality of his delivery. Nice little decoy run here on this near side to afford Brazil a bit of space to send in the cross. Working hard in the middle of the park. The Alexa of Namibia getting it cleared in. Such a quick to win it back and try and get the early ball forward, and good confident call from Amachanda Ndisiro.
The sad news is that it looks like Makete won't make it. Kutlan is the man that will come on in his place.
Now, Namibia building from the back here. Kambanda going field in search of Agarombe. Now, Lesotho will be forced to go all the way back here to Muerani. At times, not the tidiest of game here. Also, as we approach the half-hour mark, if you're just joining us, it's not a game with too many clear-cut opportunities. Very much are casting each other out so far, these two sides.
But missed headers is if Makete was closer. Those are the ones that you get them as gifts. Because the defender was just going to see you cutting in front of him, and before you know, you're left with the keeper.
Well, there you have it. Janet making way. Kutang on in his place. Now, I have to say we saw very little of Tabasu Janet so far in this match. The goal scorer for Lesotho in the last encounter against the Namibians. And that won't cause any problems whatsoever for Ndisiro. Well, they slowly are getting numbers forward here. The Namibians in no hurry whatsoever to get the ball moving once again, taking their time about things as some of the bigger men get into that box. Namib as these options to pick from. And the defense kept honest as a decision will go the way of that defense. Looks as though there could have been a clash of heads with that ball being cleared.
I find it always strange when the referee is not yet made a decision, and the players are the ones who feel they have to be calling the medical. It's not their job.
Well, it's, I do believe, a question of getting the assistance on the field as quickly as possible at times.
But it's not
waiting for the referee to make that call if you think your teammate is hurt in a big way.
It was a fair challenge of aerial ball there, Sizwe. Nothing really intending to hurt. That's the interesting part of this contact game, because you can't say, I don't want to end up clashing with the opponent there. You want to go for it. He wants to knock it out, you want to knock it in. And that impact could even be worse than this.
Well, let's have them both from Lesotho and Namibia. Just watching on happily for the time being, waiting for the moment where they can pump their fists. Leslie Nosi hoping his side can pick up the 3 points here today.
He must be a relieved man now that he saw that his player is walking towards the halfway line.
Now, picking up in the middle of the park, here's Museo. Now, and down here. It's been a stop-start affair. It hasn't been the most flowing of games.
Stood on his Achilles as he was like driving to go forward, anxious to win the ball, and he just scraped that Achilles tendon. That wasn't nice at all. Nothing nice.
Mulombo plays for PDF. The guilty party on that occasion can understand then why the man that stayed down did so as long as he did then. So Namibia have a set piece here. Couple of men out wide early. Should that be the choice, to work it out wide and send it across, or are they going to be a bit more direct with it? So, going directly for goal from a long way out then. And they're not posing any problems whatsoever with Murali having his body nicely behind it. Good confident call of the keeper from the man between the sticks. Well, both these sides here will be looking to up the ante somewhat, I think quite drastically. Mafa going into the last 10 minutes of this first half. Just hasn't been enough oomph for them, or from them, in evident in the number of shots on target, just one apiece up to this point. Petrus with the early ball, keeper's called and comfortably does it. And they're collecting the ball now. Is that an unnecessary situation? And up the ball contact. Lucky is the captain of Namibia here that he wasn't deemed to deserve the yellow card for that little play.
When this game started, it was flowing. Lesotho looked like they're in control. They were knocking the ball around, as Coach Nelson once said to us. You remember when he says he likes playing the ball, knocking it around. Yes. And I thought today is the day. But Namibia forced them to be fighting for every ball, so there's no that fluidity that they were expecting. It's making life difficult. If you're comfortably knocking the ball around, we're going to get stuck. Then you will stuck back. And then once it becomes such a sort of a brawl-driven game, then it doesn't look good at all.
Now, another free kick it is, this time to the Namibians. That's been watched closely by Bering. Now, Moran organizing his defense. From a long way out, Jazz taking a slight deflection, and he's done well to get his body behind it and working away from goal then Morani. Superb goalkeeping.
That's what I was talking about earlier on, Caesar, that if you take it from range, any deflection can mess the keeper up, and that was good reaction from the keeper, just putting it away Morani. On his knee, just sort of side-footed and short-sighted from the shot, and he came up tops.
Well, it gets organized again here as the Namibians have yet another set piece. Well, we can't just get play underway now. A good number of Namibian players here will be hoping to get on to the end of it. In the meantime, Putra Karabubi ensures everyone's in their best behavior at the top of that box. Wow, that's what a worried Morani then. And he's come up with a few good moments in this match, needed to come up with something special. They needed to make the save just to be sure.
The dip was so pleasant, and the keeper wasn't going to take a chance. Good goalkeeping. What a brave strike from range. He knew what he wanted. He didn't want the teammates. He wanted the target. And didn't he just go for it?
Well, here's Maestro looking for a teammate. Finds one! 1-0. From the corner is Namibia. That leads to Kamberipa. Wow, the three supporters have their flag flying high here with Lesotho not dealing with the corner, and Namibia finding Kamberipa not really being picked up top of the box. Then he strikes true, and the place well away from Morani to open the scoring. Right into the bottom corner.
Oh, he took it well on a turn. Just followed the direction of the ball, swung the foot, and he was within the area. There was nothing Morani could do with that.
Just thinking, in your day when you guys used to play defending a corner, the man in the near post to the far post. If you had one on the far post, it would have been an easy clearance then. Had one on the near post this time around, and the rest, as I say, is history as the ball creeps into the far post. And Namibia grab the lead here. The minutes leading up to half-time. There is now just over 5 minutes remaining.
You're talking of near and far post. Musweu played a role there also.
Yeah.
I mean, him going to the near post, not doing much with the ball, but allowing it to just go past him. He took 1 or 2 players with him.
Yeah. Tell you what, the Namibian supporters may be outnumbered 10-1 out of that far stand. There's only 3 or so of them, and they are the loudest so far. Shocked the Lesotho supporters. It was evident even in the game against Tunisia. You and I covered in the World Cup qualifiers, Mafa, for Namibia. At times they don't play the most flowing football going forward, but they do create moments, but are very hard to break down defensively, as we saw in the opening game as well.
Even now, Hambira just is feeling that this ball is too slow, that he just went over his opponent.
Now, went down on the far side, then one of those nasty ones I do suspect. Struggling. There's Ambanda of African Stars.
That was close range. He intended to play an early cross, and it just took a different direction, hit Gambanda right in the face. And it's a plastic ball, so it's so.
Young ladies from Sophia International School are making their presence felt. Right alongside the Lesotho supporters. Well, there they are. They're like, look, we're going to go join in and make some noise of our own. He's calling his fellow Namibians to get closer. Pretty soon they'll be shouting, "We got spirits. How about you?" To each other. Again, the referee wanting to make sure there's nothing illegal going on in the edge of the box. Lesotho with a set piece here as they chase the game. Ball in, it's a good chance. Oh, it's a good save. Desiro not only made the save, crashed into Nakhaile. Both men, one looking to score, the other looking to come up with a great defensive play. Both with their eye on the prize here. Chance for Nakhaile, denied by Desiro. Both then crash into each other, and both men stay down following their coming together. This a good ball. Marking nowhere to speak of. Important that Desiro came off his line when he did, to try and make himself big in front of Nakhaile. The problem for Nakhaile is I don't think he would have been expecting the contact at all with his eye on the ball, so it would have come as a complete shock to him, that impact. It's a good sign, and Desiro up on his feet. We're hoping for Nakhaile he'll be okay as well. Namibia coming close to conceding one here late in this first half. Now the young ladies are doing a stunning job on that far side. We welcome them here to the Isaac Wolfson Stadium. Their presence felt, and they're making for a lovely backdrop in sound here once again as we look to see out this first half. First time we've ever seen Botha outdone by those around him. That guy's like a spectator out on that far side for the time being. There is a man down here from Lesotho, and I'm wondering if it's still Nakhaile who's struggling. If it is, it'll mean that impact between he and Desiro was much more serious than one suspected.
First half goes injury after injury, stop, start.
Yeah.
Aerial balls also have caused a lot of problems.
Coach Noti maybe having to think about a change during the halftime break. Assess my 4 minutes will be added on. Good work here by Museu. Just couldn't get quality with the ball in. Yep, she had waited to see if there would be an advantage for Lesotho then, having allowed play to continue. That being Bush Kabubi in the end. Bringing play back for the foul. So, as things stand here, it's Angola that top the group. Thanks to the goal scored earlier, Namibia will be there as well on 4 points going into the last round of matches, if things stay this way. Time added on here to the end of the first half. Lesotho will be looking to have a say as to how things turn out in this match. Karumbe called for what is seen as a handball. Hard at work. Here's a push to Kabubi. Pushing that wall a full 10 yards back. Now, strike in, takes a deflection off the wall and needed to be helped out in the Namibian defense. Corner it is to Lesotho. 2 or 4 minutes have been played in time added on. Second corner for Lesotho. Dangerous challenge here. There will be a card shown for the stunt showing challenge. Kalula, the Blue Waters man, left his footing then and dove in to that challenge. Second player from Namibia to pick up a yellow card following Kambanda earlier on in the half. His ball swinging into Ndisilo. Hardly had to move to his left or right to make that most comfortable of pickups. In the last 4 minutes added on. Now, keeper come off his line then, and Namibia had a moment when it looked as though Ulula, if he kept his wits about him, could take full advantage. In the end, he got it completely wrong, and goal kick it is to Lesotho. Four minutes have come and gone, so end of a first half where Namibia may have been the slow of the two of the blocks, but it's they that take the lead into the halftime break. Then it's Kamberi, the Europa FC man, that scores following a corner for the Namibians. Lesotho had some bright moments early on in the half. They sort of lost their way somewhat after conceding to the Namibians. It's a game where Lesotho may feel they could have been leading. They maybe had the better running of it in the first period of this first half. And Namibia certainly doing well from a dead ball scenario, and doing well to take the lead into the halftime break here to the Isaac Wolfson Stadium. It's Namibia 1, Lesotho 0. Oh, and the stats will read, well, kindly for the Namibians. They are just edging out Lesotho in the way of ball possession. But when you look at Lesotho goal attempts, they've got more than Namibia. And shots on target, then Namibia just edging them out. So not too much separating these two sides in a half where 3 yellow cards have been shown, 2 to the Namibians.
And now I'm joined by Patrick Mayo, former Bushbucks player and Kaizer Chiefs. Patrick, looking at the game today, just your overall impression.
Yeah, but the game is very, very physical. And there are so many stoppages because of the injuries that are happening on the field. But so far, so good. It's balancing because they didn't create a sort of like clear-cut chances in front of the goals.
And now moving away from the game and talking about the fans that seem to be still coming in numbers. As an ambassador, you must be pleased.
Absolutely, I'm very pleased, Bromax, but somehow the numbers are not the ones that I was expecting. But let's hope as the tournament progresses, then they will come in numbers.
Yesterday was very impressive, though, and being a good day and people were relaxed. But the big game also, Zambia and Zimbabwe. That must have pleased you.
Yes, absolutely. I was very, very pleased with the crowd, especially on the other side, seeing Zimbabwean fans coming in numbers to support their team. And fortunate enough, they even managed to get what they were coming to come and watch it, the 3 points.
Yeah, they got the
Zambians,
6 now.
I mean, Zambians, they are a little bit struggling since the tournament has started, but I hope in their last game they will do better, because as the way things are happening for Zimbabwe, I think they are untouchable. No team is going to stop them now, the way they are playing. If they can maintain the standard they are playing with, then I see them taking this trophy.
Yeah, talking about the trophy, but one thing that is very impressive is COSAFA themselves, bringing the likes of you and making sure that your Andy Lembenyane are there, the faces of the area, to make sure that the guys recognize the people, the ambassadors behind.
I would like to thank the COSAFA for giving us this opportunity so that people mustn't forget about us who are still around. What COSAFA did to us, it's something that it's unforgettable. And I will never forget this moment, and it's the moment that I'll always cherish for the rest of my life.
And you say to make sure that the guys recognize that you're still around, but also to say we care. Wouldn't that be a message to the people here? We care, come and watch the action, and youngsters can be motivated.
Yes. And I would like to thank people who are coming and spend their time here to come and watch the games with the youngsters. Because we are building, I mean, this is part of the development. Because the teams that are playing in this tournament, they brought young players. So some kids from the township, I mean, they will get motivated to see some of the players that they normally see them on TV.
And when you say that, and the schools are closed, so it's a big plus.
Yes, it's a big plus. It's a big plus.
Looking at the games all over, I mean, so far, from all over Nelson Mandela Bay and here, do you get the rhythm and the sense of teams are now coming out of the shell and wanting to show what they are made of?
Yeah, they do. As like I said earlier on, that as the tournament progresses, now you see changes, and we are going to the last games of the group stages, so it becomes more interesting and aggressive, like the game that we are watching today, because they are desperately in need of points. So everybody now is going to go all out.
Especially the last games, because we're talking about going all out. But looking at Group A and Group C, which is the one that we are busy with now, it's very tight.
Yes, it's very tight, Romax. And in the last games, I mean, all the teams are going to come and firing in all cylinders. Everybody wants to qualify for the groups. I mean, for the next stage, which is the knockouts.
Your country, Bafana, your impression about them so far?
The only thing that we lack is to score goals, Bamax. Nothing else. Otherwise, the overall performance for the boys, I mean, they played very well in the previous 2 games. We need just to put the ball in the back of the net. That's it.
And just before I leave you, we're looking at the tournament itself. This is the 23rd. And every time we, at the end of the day, get stars that ends up representing their countries at the bigger stage. Is that the whole idea of what COSAFA is all about?
I would say yes, Bamax, because like you just said, now after the tournament, we see some stars growing up, getting promoted to the senior team. So it's very, very, very important what COSAFA did for us. So we need to give them a round of applause for what COSAFA did.
One thing that is not happening for us is the weather. We had beautiful Saturday, a beautiful Sunday. And today everything just changes. That also must have kept 1 or 2 fans away. As you were saying, you're worried about the fans.
I wouldn't say I'm surprised, because I grew up and I was born and bred here in PE, so I'm used to this weather. I wouldn't say I'm surprised with the weather, but I was expecting also the weather to be a little bit warmer after Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll be in touch throughout the tournament.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. That's Patrick Mayo, and he is the man that had a deadly left foot during his playing days. And from the man with the deadly left foot, I'm joined by the man with the aerial strength during those days, Mark Fish. I'm sure all South Africans can recall saying Fish all the time. Fish? Now, we're looking at the first half of this game. Lesotho is really not... in fact, where we thought Lesotho can or could have. They started like any other team that starts so well. And then they just, if you like, effervescent. They just diffused throughout.
No, I do agree, Mafa. Unfortunately, I think both teams cancelled each other out. You know, Lesotho were trying to use a bit of pace, trying to get behind in the movement, and that's when they did do that. They did, you know, try and get 1 or 2 crosses in. But Namibians, you know, they're very disciplined at the back and playing to instructions. So sometimes it's, as your facial expressions, Mama, sometimes it's difficult to watch these games because we don't see enough. As fans, we want to see more attacking moments in the final thirds in both sides. So yeah, it's been it was difficult, but you know, both coaches would have said to their teams, you know, continue doing it, and then obviously eventually we got a goal for Namibia to go ahead, and that's why we see it at half-time. It's 1-0 to Namibia.
Yeah, interesting is that when I changed the face when you said interesting, I thought it's too hard with all those aerial balls. If they knocked them on the ground, wouldn't it be better, look neater? Because there's been a lot of injuries and stop-starts because of those aerial balls.
No, 100%. There have been 1 or 2 clashes. Both teams, you know, physical, but you know, injuries that were as part of playing. You know, it was no serious and no players being too aggressive. But yeah, the injuries have made the game stop-start. But you know, fortunately, I thought at halftime we were standing here and saying, you know, the game hasn't given us this, hasn't done that. But fortunately, we have got a goal, and we see Namibia, as I said, 1-0 at half-time.
Interesting you say the game hasn't given us this and that. It gave us a goal, as you rightfully said, and this is just the goal how we saw it, and that's when the ball was played from the side, and then you get Mazua just going over it, and then it was just hooked in.
It was hooked in, Mafa, and as you said, by number 20, who is Mafa, for you can say it, as a defender.
Yes, Karambuya just did very well there.
Fantastic, kept his head down, kept the ball on the ground, and I'm going to say nearly by the percentage of play played in each other's halves, I'm going to say probably a deserved lead by Namibia. But again, we're at halftime now, 1-0 up. They'll be happy with the lead. But I do think that Lesotho do have one or two players that I think they could bring on to make it a little bit more difficult for Namibia. You know, comes to mind is number 9 and 10, Siri and Tuwani, where it's possible to bring a bit of pace. I do feel that if they can bring on pace, get behind the Namibian defence, move the defenders around a bit, will make it a little bit more difficult for Namibia to defend the 1-0 lead.
I'm glad you're talking about players to bring on. You're talking about Sarah, and Sarah is the guy that we were surprised that why is he not starting? What does that do to the confidence of the defenders when you realize that their key man is not starting?
Well, you got to ask the question, why didn't he start? But now, obviously, you know, we're thinking that if he's possibly coming on, he'll be a player that will make a difference for Lesotho. Yes, and as a defender, if you expect him to play against them, they're more attacking or more one of their better players, and you know, when you don't see his name there, then obviously you think you're going to have a maybe more comfortable, a little bit easier day. But I do expect them to bring him on because it's, as we spoke earlier, it's an important result this for both teams. And at the moment, you know, Lesotho don't want to they don't want to lose this one, to make sure they're having to need something or depending on other results for the final group game.
I think the other thing that we need to look at is that the coaches, all of them, what I've picked up is the sense that they want to give everyone a run. That's why they're here. But Sarah, the coach, knows what he can do. He's a bully guy, knocks things off. And he thought, maybe let me bring him from the bench. And coming from the bench, that's when all else fails. And could we be seeing him very soon?
I would think so, because he works, his work rate, he moves defenders around. But again, I think, Mafa, as you said, that it's the second game. Coaches do want to give players, they want to give everyone a chance. But at the end of the day, you still want to get that result. So we do see coaches giving players chances and then reverting back to probably their first choice players. So yeah, we do expect a couple of changes to be made soon for Lesotho.
Something interesting you touched on. It's been a very physical game, as we see all these tackles and I mean all the stop-start. What does that do to the rhythm of the game?
No, you touched on it. Obviously, the stop-starts breaks the rhythm of, I'd probably say more Lesotho, because I think Lesotho try and play a little bit more than Namibia. No disrespect to them, but Namibia do play a direct game. They do also try and get the quicker players behind the Lesotho defence. So it disrupts both teams. You know, whatever style of football they are playing, you know, the stop-starts disrupts not only the play of football, but for us as fans, you know. So it has been, as you said, a stop-start game with the injuries happening, but fortunately no one's been seriously injured, and let's hope that we can get more goals in the second half.
Well, when you say no one was seriously injured, I'm getting worried, because Tabanto had to come out. That's number 15, and that's the man that was deadly last time, the scorer from the previous game. So I wonder how his injury is.
I think it was something to do with his elbow, so that's, you can hurt your elbow. I don't think that's...
It can be, because then obviously when you're running in and out, you have to swing your elbow, propel yourself, and that could be an effect. But just looking at the second half, Mark, before I leave you,
no, I do expect, I do, like you, expect a couple of changes from Lesotho. We do expect Namibia to probably be even more solid at the back, and probably play the same style of football that they do play and make it hard for Lesotho. But I'm expecting a little bit more, I can say, impotence from Lesotho's attack, hoping that we can see more goal-scoring opportunities from them in the Namibian 18-yard area.
We're talking about seeing more opportunities coming back. They are coming on to just give those opportunities that you are expecting. Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mafa.
Well, we get ready for the second half here at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium with both these sides. Well, knowing they still have 45 minutes here to try and score goals and get their numbers up in picking up as many points as possible, which is 3, in trying to end above the current group leaders. That's, of course, after a thrilling match earlier on in the day, is Angola, who served up a 5-goal thriller up against the Seychelles. Currently, it's Kameripa's goal that gives the Namibians in your picture the advantage coming out from the start of the second half. They didn't play the best football, but they were effective. Lesotho tried to play football. Namibia did what matters. They scored and take the lead into the half-time break. Confirmation of the changes then. And Matrade will be making way. Mukhachani comes on in his place. That's the only change being made here at the half-time break. No changes from the Namibians. It's as you were as they get the second half underway. And Namibia will attack the goal to the left of your picture, whilst Lesotho attack the goal to the right. Well, Lesotho did have the substitute goalkeeper warming up during the half-time break, which had us wondering whether he would be coming out to start the second half. It's, well, the early ball from that far side that causes problems on the Lesotho side, and we're not having to make the save at the end of it all. Interesting half as far as Namibia were concerned with the way they went about business. Here they are now looking to start on a positive. It's as well. Lesotho maybe hit the ground running out of these two teams. And they seem to be huffing and puffing to no joy at the end of it all. Now it's Namibia looking for the bright start here in the second half. Nicely done on the move here on the near side. Now they were hoping for a free kick. Were Lesotho in the end, the defender did everything right in not disrupting that first touch from Mukhachani just on the field. Well, kindly for Ndisiro. Now, Lesotho again with the unforced error here on this near side, and well, not the sort of start they would have been hoping for in the early exchanges. Now, here's that early ball. That's a definite chance on the near post, and Kalula should be on the first touch trying to direct that towards goal. I think he was trying to control it, and I saw it run away from him. From that sort of range, first touch strike gives the keeper very little time to react. This is an area where the Namibians are a definite threat in the dead ball situations. And the opener came about. The men took their time in getting forward, but they've taken up their positions now. They look to spread from that penalty area. Ball, of course, needs a good ball towards the near post. Oh, there'll be a shot coming in here, but it won't make its way through the traffic as Lesotho now try and kickstart a counter-attack. Movement positive on that far side. Oh, that's good work. Now, Lesotho continuing moving forward. Oh, that's nicely done in eliminating a defender. And in the end, still chance for Lesotho. One too many touches. All comes to nothing with a comfortable save on the zero. Indecisiveness with the run on that far side, and had the chance here with this run. Did Hukang to possibly strike it there? Doesn't look for the teammate. Could have hit it there. Doesn't, and the chance goes to begging. This is where he could have hit it. To the extra touches, saw him running into traffic. Desperately now, he's looking for a teammate to try and rescue the situation. Crashing into Karumbe. And since he's stayed down, then. So the Lesotho fans here with a chance to celebrate a equalizer just a few moments ago. The eventual shot that went in would have been a disappointing one. Needing a goal to try and keep them warm on that far side. Fortunately, the rain has stayed away for the most part here in this match. In fact, throughout the day when the rain has come down, it's just come down for a few minutes and then gone away. hasn't come down consistently and hard, which has helped from a supporter's point of view in that they've been able to enjoy the football, having to run for cover on a few occasions in trying to get out the rain. Well, it's mounting forward here from Desiro. Foul in the middle of the clock. It's Tolwani of LDF. It's giving away the set piece here to the Nation of Namibia. Now, Namibia looking to set it up for the shots. Under pressure, always going high and wide. For Lesotho, their supporters have been quiet here in the early stages of this second half, and a long ball forward, seeing a stumble inside the box again. Nothing wrong, says the referee, but never in a hurry, even in the early stages of the second half. To have players that have been long-time servants of the Namibian cause, the likes of Denzel Huasab, Chitembi, of course, then there's Dion Hotto. Many of you will remember Ronald Ketichere, also played in between the borders of South Africa, and Ananias Gebhardt. He's a man that served the Namibian national team the most over the years. Mohamed Alsep as well. As far as strikers, suddenly up there with the best of them, the Rudolph Besters of the world. Dion Hotto also amongst those that they have done well from a goal scoring point of view for the Namibians. Not forgetting Gambindu as well, as they try their luck from a long way out once again. Not causing any problems. Still the best year on the international scene back in 2015 when they won the COSAFA Cup out in the northwest. Coach Manetti, the man who was in charge. Cold winter out in Rustenburg in the northwest, but memorable times for the Namibians in that tournament. Certainly with the surprise package. At a time when there was no league football, if memory serves me right, being played in Namibia. Nice touches here on this near side from Ben Namib. Eliminated too skillfully as he kept it moving. There he is. One man out the equation, and another. Magical. He has started off with the friendly against Ghana for the Namibians. Ended with a 0-0 scoreline. There could be problems here. Oh, good save. Again, another chance. Finds the roof of the net, and Lesotho right back in it. It's Makate that brings the Lesotho supporters to life here. 10 minutes into the second half, and Lesotho well, right back where they want to be. in with a chance to walk away with 3 points at the end of it all. And it's the change at the start of the second half, which proves to be the inspired change, Max Mapanyani. Mokashani with the all-important strike.
Yeah, and as the keeper went for it, he just grazed his face, and Mokashani just side-footed it, top corner. He was aware that there was a man close in the near post. I like the idea of just lifting it, putting some height. No ways that any defender could have stopped that.
Well, the two defenders on the line then, so he went for the roof of the net, and Lesotho, well, bring the far side to life in the supporters. Well, they've had to be patient. Coach Noti and the company on that bench. And suddenly, the singing starts out from the Lesotho fans. They have been quiet for the most part since the start of the second half, so they've rediscovered their voices with the goal scored. Oh, what a difference a goal makes.
Talking about the difference the goal makes. Look at this Namibian flag, it's just flying gently. It's not as wildly as it was. And then you get the voices of the Lesotho nationals.
Now, dropping back then in the middle of the park to run it back here for the Namibians. Then they start off the year, as I mentioned earlier, with a 0-0 draw against Ghana back in January. Preparing, of course, for games against Tunisia, South Africa, and Mali. And again, they faced Angola at the Cup of Nations. Worth keeping in mind, Angola beating them 3-0. South Africa handing them a 4-0 drubbing, whilst they beat Tunisia 1-0 and drew with Mali at the AFCON. Karumbe in the wars in the middle of the park then. The young man from the University of Namibia feeling the effects of that midfield. Won the decision for his side. Well, Rani communicating, asking one of his teammates if he's got an eye on his man. Someone again.
He doesn't want the see me now, see me no more situation.
Yeah.
He was here.
Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him. Now, Stern talking to here for both men concerned here. Has officiated this game beautifully as a Bushra Kabubi, along with Diana Chikotesha from Zambia and Fatiha Jamoum from Mauritius. Fourth official is Maria Rivet, if you are just joining us, an all-female team in officials here. Bokachani, it's got pace. Making life as difficult as possible for the Namibians to play it out of their half. The combination of Mokashani and Makete. Funny enough, these two nations did face off in a friendly in June. Mafa ended with a 1-1 scoreline. We're stuck at a 1-1 scoreline right now between these two nations.
I hope it doesn't end there, because it's very important to get more goals scored out there. We need to dance to something.
They used that friendly in June as a warm-up to the World Cup qualifiers that were to follow later on in the month. The touch, the turn, it's Bering here. Middle of the park, there's runners on the left and right here. Take your pick. Indecisiveness and good work from Amutenya. Another place for the University of Namibia to win it back.
There was nothing wrong there. He was just trying to juke the referee, this Amutenya. He spun and went on as if he was kicked and realized that the referee ignored him, and he stood up and went on with the game.
Looking fine, by the way. Now, chance at the break here for the Namibians. Taking in stride. Namib, it's to that far side, offside against Mose. Watching the line, he should be doing better and running on to it, which may have helped him in his course. Far side official is Fatiha Jemum of Mauritius. Good communication here from the zero. As it stands, Angola is smiling. And this is how they'll want it to end, because it'll mean they will stand out from the three below them. Lesotho and Namibia will be on 2 points, and Seychelles, having lost earlier in the day, will be bottom of the group. They started the day top of the group, Seychelles. How can be, yeah? At one point in that game against Angola, when they were leading, they were top of the group again. How cruel it all turned out to be. 1 hour football is come and gone.
It's one of those that we were in and out of the quarterfinals. We were in and out. First up, you were, you know, some teams that you had won the league, not until they equalized on the other side.
I think the Chiefs Sundowns scenario a few years ago was Mission and Peter.
I just said some teams.
I'll balance it out then, and I'll mention the Manchester United, Manchester City scenario some years ago then. If you
that I remember.
Some teams. As a United fan, I say some teams there. Now, challenge from behind here. The ring lodging in. Is a victim, Amutenya. This time, he was brought down.
Mark Fish had belief in this Lesotho side, because he said at halftime that he still believed that they can bounce back. He saw them in the opening game. He was impressed.
Well, it was interesting seeing Mark Fish and Sean Bartlett this morning kicking the ball about. I went up to them jokingly and said we were worried about you guys and was about to send out the medical team. Sean gave me this look like, please. Like, you must be joking. We still got it. Got to listen in on that technical team of theirs and the morning meetings where they assess the games and talk about what they saw yesterday, the trends of the game and so on. And it really is top-notch stuff. You can learn a thing or two there, Max.
Not a thing or two, a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Wilson Mutikede, when he just unfolds and put it on, or laying it out for me, I just realized, wow, this is serious stuff. Footballing stuff.
Now, deflection on the shot has found the side netting here. Gone out for the corner after the positive moment here for the Namibians, and it's Amutenya again involved. So he's involved in a lot of positivity. Is the youngster from University of Namibia. In fact, it was Muslim who had the strike, but then he was worried. I pretended to be making coffee to listen in on the meeting. You know, that technical team. Some part of there, Mark Fish, and the rest of the team. Really high grade. Football broke it down on a higher grade level.
Always impressive when you be naughty for knowledge.
For the right reasons.
For the right reasons. That's my ball.
Again, it's Bushra Gabobi, who is looking to calm down the pushing and shoving. It's all happening right in front of her as she's having a chat with the men. Past the 1 hour mark, the game always gets more intense when you're fighting for 3 points. And, well, look at that. Looks like a scrum in rugby, doesn't it?
Kabubi, the referee, she's watching them like, when you done. She's not saying anything, when you done.
Pressure. Have to get it right here in decision making. Men from Lesotho closing down right from the front, coming in pace, then hoping to force the errors. In the end, that's exactly what they've done. They've earned themselves a throw-in on that far side with that positivity. There's the young ladies from Sophia School, I believe it is, on the far side that have been giving us the music in the background. Alongside the Lesotho supporters. I have to say, in the 2 halves of football here, the second half much better from these two sides here. You can tell that the halftime break certainly did its part in the coaches maybe breathing a little life into this game. One change made by Lesotho has seen Mokhashani coming in. He's of course gotten in and found the back of the net. Hutlang, another of the changes, involved in the battles, winning the set piece here. More watchable game in the second half. No, Lesotho couldn't find the space for the shot in the edge of the boxes. Namibia to look to break and pace. That's lovely work. That's beautifully done. Mosel trying to keep it moving. Zagarumbe in the end, he's lost out in the middle of the park. Bereng now. Little change of gears then. And bought himself some time and space to get the bucket thing. Namib with the ball forward. Here he is at it again. Rose had a good game. The man on the ball now. He's had a very good game. Slightly too much onto it for Kalula to try and run onto.
Substitution Namibia.
So change being made here by the Namibians. Amadenya will make way.
Substitution Namibia.
And coming on in his place is Deonyema, the forward who plays for Blue Waters FC. So they are adding into the attacking department at the expense of a defender of the Namibians. Nine goal attempts apiece. 1 goal apiece. 5 shots on target apiece. All even. The foul counts where the Namibians have done more. Looking to do more from a scoring point of view as well, as they have the opportunity. Oh, there was a bounce as well. Didn't undo Moirani then as he releases early. In the end, it's very nearly run onto the end by the Pacey. Back at that. Ball possession 50-50. It's all even here. Even Stevens between these two sides. No separating them, except by the foul count.
Just when you say except by the foul count, Lesotho feels. Let's make sure that we catch up.
From the throw in here, get the flick on. That bounce is what impressed me about the save from Morani. It looks standard, but you never know in the field that's been used as much as this about the bounce and whether it may shape the ball slightly to the left or right. He did well. Now, Namibia with a good chance here. Don't take it at the first time of asking, but 2 at the second. Took a deflection. And it's a man who's had a good game. Museo, who puts them back into the lead here. And dare I say they deserved it the way they've gone about business in the second half. Both these sides have played better football. And the Namibian flag is back up flying high.
That ball was just begging to be put in the back of the net. I mean, on 2 occasions it was available for any red shirt, and Moseu said, let me just do that. And he just struck it well. But look at that from the first strike, deflected off the last man from Lesotho, and then came on the path of Muzeu. But what was very important is not that he was lucky. Look at how he kept his eyes on the prize all the time.
Also, how it's lost out here to Kalula is that he's looking for 2 touches. Muzeu is looking for 1. He won't be allowed to in that sort of situation. 1 touch does it.
Isn't this very interesting, because we've just seen that highlight of that first-time shot, and it shows that first-time shots can also make a difference in the game.
Oh, defender done in. Oh, defender completely done in. He's dove in the end and taken out the opponent. Lucky just to get a yellow card. But when they say a defender was smoked, he was completely smoked, Max Mapignan. Cooked up here on this near side by the skill and cleverness of Kalula.
Oh, Moshomela just went for it. He just went for him because he just didn't know what to expect. He thought he would stop the ball, and only to find that it was just a dummy. Oh, he caught him.
Oh, fell for that hook, line, and sinker. Went into that body and soul challenge in the ball.
Borderline, those.
Yeah, she could have been a red. Could have been a red, seriously speaking. Outwitted, hoodwinked, I think is the word. There's Karumbe. Good to see that Kalula is able to continue after the challenge from earlier on. Shrugs off a challenge before losing out. Lesotho had found the equalizer. The fans had found their voice. Namibia back in the lead, quieting down the 12th man.
And the log has changed too.
Yeah, log has changed again. The Namibian supporters are now finding their voice, all 5 of them. Well, the Gwena, as they're known, are going to have more of a bite about them in the last, 18 minutes of this match, that being Lesotho, the Crocodiles, the Gwena. In the meantime, they won't be worried about defensive duties. Whereas Namibia, to keep them on the back foot, the Brave Warriors.
Interesting, in the first game we were wishing for a winner just to give the lock some shade.
Yeah.
And now in the second game we're in the same situation. At least we know who's the leader, but not the winner.
The nice thing with the group having taken shape is that you wish for it to take shape, then it makes pressure on the next guys, not just to win, but to score goals to end up top of the group. So you have to get the business done, score goals and entertain us. And we are with 3 goals.
Sorry, and even if it's just that 1 goal, it will have to be searched for, because it could make a difference. Because this 3-2, and that puts Seychelles opponents on a better footing.
And getting nicely behind it with his body, then with that save, his distribution just not doing his teammates in the front line areas any favors. Straight to the keeper on the opposite side. That'll frustrate the coach a bit. Yeah, you want them to run onto things, but give them a chance with the quality of your distribution upfield. Middle of the park, yep, is the Namibians that will be looking to take charge. Throw in 2. The side in the lead following that challenge on Dionyema, one of the second half substitutes here for the Namibians. It was a strange COSAFA Cup for Namibia last year. Drew with South Africa, good result. Lost to Eswatini, which may have come as a bit of a shock to them. And their supporters then drew with Botswana, where they are no scoreline, where there were no goals scored. Looking to improve upon that. Just started off with the 0-0 scoreline as we look back at this header by Agasume, the Namibians. They may have been expecting points and shocked by Eswatini. And again, the 0-0 scoreline against Botswana not doing them any favours. All starting off with an encouraging result where they drew with South Africa 1-1 last year. Lesotho, of course, had a great COSAFA last year. Hey, well, love the way they went about business and getting all the way to the final. Losing out to Zambia in the final, beating Malawi on penalties. That Malawi result was really important for them. Here they are now, pushing forward and looking for the man inside the far post. In the end, it's just out of reach. Then the three they're taking up positions inside that box. Slightly better ball than, and something may have been on for them. They won't put up a fight right till the end here, Lesotho.
Yeah, in fact, this ball was just well whipped into the area, but unfortunately, Maketeng was offside.
Yeah.
Isn't this the usual from now on, so until the 90th minute? You'll see every one of Lesotho player being offside because they're now getting anxious.
Yeah. May see a few extra cards as well, with players being desperate. Others to keep the lead, others to level the match. And this is what makes them desperate. The overall picture, of course, has Namibia now topping the group alongside Angola. Like you said, yes, they scored 3, but it was a 3-2 scoreline for the Angolans. So goals matter. Challenges flying in the middle of the park. I told you there'd be more cards here. And when you've got even the strikers flying in for challenges starts showing. You know it's getting tense out there. The desperation to pick up the points, especially after everybody had 1 point coming into the second round of matches.
And not only to pick up the points, but to also protect the lead, because the sun is going down. Well, there was no sun today, but you know what I mean.
Kitch. Now, flick on then. They're hoping for the corner. The men from Lesotho. Easy call to make here for Bushra Kabubi. Goal kick. Lesotho started off their year with a friendly against Mozambique and a strange piece of distribution then. Offers his apologies quickly to the bench.
Oh, the Lesotho players went too far back. In fact, Ndisiro messed up there. They could have just got him on a one-on-one.
As soon as he got that wrong, he was apologizing to the bench. And the coach for necessarily putting his side under pressure inside their own half.
It's one of those where the coach looks at you and says, "What's that?" You have to explain while you're playing.
Now, Lesotho looking for better joy on this near side again. Numbers back for the Namibians. Started off the year with a 2-0 loss to Mozambique in a friendly. Then there was a friendly against South Africa that ended with a 0-0 scoreline. They beat Ethiopia and lost to Ethiopia in a couple more friendlies. Mentioned the 1-1 scoreline to Namibia. Then the World Cup qualifiers, of course. So Lesotho beat Zimbabwe and draw with Seychelles. They would have wanted to pick up maximum points against the Seychelles, of course, whom we saw in action earlier on today, but they themselves are no slouches, the island nations anymore. Did lose out to Rwanda in the last of the World Cup qualifiers. Now, 1-on-1 situation here. Defender does well, needed to do well then, and that's got hard running at the defender, trying to skin him when isolated. Last 10 minutes. Again, good hard running then on the 1-on-1. Oh, pace, how's that for pace? Chance for Namibia to seal it. Good goalkeeping from Moerane to keep Lesotho in it. But pace to burn for Kulula, and he's giving them problems here later on, Marks.
He is really giving them problem, but you could see that Kulula didn't even think of anything because he realized that all his teammates are behind him. So he was just going for the prize. He was very unfortunate. Well, keeper did well to close the angle.
My word, how quick. How quick is he running with the ball at his feet? Had flashbacks of Frankie Fredericks doing his thing back in the day against the Michael Johnsons of the world.
In case you don't know what Sizwe is talking about, Frankie Fredericks is one of the fastest runners that Namibia ever gave to the Olympics.
Yeah. 2-time silver medalist. Back in the 90s.
A gentleman of note too. Had an opportunity to be in the same function, and he was just calm, and that's what was when he was at his helm. So he is a gentleman.
Well, Usain Bolt breaking Michael Johnson's 200-meter record. When Michael Johnson set that years ago, back in the 90s, Frankie Fredericks, if memory serves me right, had come second in that race, picking up the silver. That's how good he was. Coming second in a race where the record set. Had to wait years to be broken by Usain Bolt. Then again, Michael Johnson was different. 200 meters and 400 meters, he was just different. The Usain Bolt of those days in those races.
And funny enough, just to encourage Namibians, I haven't seen another competitive sprinter from Namibia. The closest was from Kenya lately, who has been doing very well.
Yeah, but none from Africa, it should be said in all fairness. Close to
Frankie Fredericks there.
Close to Frankie Fredericks. We're talking silver medal in the Olympics. No one from Africa has come close to Frankie Fredericks. Greatest Africa's ever produced.
That's why I say this is to encourage youngsters from Namibia to say, go and do it. It's possible. Frankie did it.
I've been thinking Kulula should be doing it with the pace he showed a little bit earlier out there.
Maybe when he retires.
Let's get back to the sport we are good at, where we know what we're talking about. Now, under 7 minutes remaining. Lesotho getting desperate. Finalists last year. Even having lost 4-2 to Angola, they still made their way through out their group stages to beat Malawi on penalties and lose to Zambia in the final. Beat Mozambique 1-0, Mauritius 2-0. That was the action down in Durban. Tolwani picking up a yellow card here. 5 yellow cards on the day. Unnecessary from Tolwani then. Could have been worse, that situation, in the way of punishment. Now, Lesotho with numbers here. Looking to break that defensive line in the end. Good communication between keeper and defense and good understanding with Ndisiro having to make the call and the defenders trusting the man between the sticks. So, things are interesting from tomorrow. Marks Mapuyani as we conclude the second round of matches at this year's COSAFA Cup. Say interesting because we are going to the last round of matches and go back to Group A in focusing on sides trying to, well, end the group on top and go into the knockout stages of this year's tournament.
And that's when from tomorrow we'll be seeing everyone playing at the same time.
Yes,
I
sir.
love those kind of matches,
Yes,
because that's when everyone is curious of wanting to know how many goals have I got to score now, because those guys have just scored. And while you're worried about this, you're worried about your neighbors.
So, change being made, yes, Sarah, coming on here as the situation gets more desperate for Lesotho. Just under 5 minutes remaining here is Libogolani, the midfielder from Dinare, who will make way. Sarah eventually makes his way into this game, Mafa.
Definitely want to check why left till this late. I hope I'll have the privilege to speak to the coach about that.
Oh, well, you will, actually. And you can stay with us to hear Mark's pick. Both coaches playing at the end of this match, but tomorrow, skill on that far side. Keep in mind, Mozambique, or rather, Mozambique take on Botswana here at the Isaac Wilson Stadium. Pulled into, was that far post, Lesotho with a strike, and enough numbers back for Namibia here to deal with the danger. Keeping the structure well defensively. Mozambique hard to play through for the time being. Yes, there are those skillful moments from the Lesotho team that are exciting the crowd here, but still no way in until now. Flag up for offside. So it wouldn't have counted. Nice little flick on. And offside then is Hutan. So come back, like his name says, won't count. Well off. So there's Veronica Nanelo, again having a lot to say to the substitutes Namibia. Make yet another change. Chido will be the man coming on. Plays for Yeshoke Chula Chula. One of 3 players that plays for that club in or on the bench to the start of the day. So, as I was saying, Mozambique, Botswana tomorrow kick off at 3 o'clock in Group A. All of them on 1 point, or 2 points I should say, the entire group. And South Africa take on Eswatini at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Again, they are all tied on 2 points. So tomorrow a huge day in as far as Group A, and knowing who will finish top of the group and advance directly to the knockout stages. Sera frustrated. Lesotho running out of time. Bushra will be calming him down here and explaining a decision to him. He doesn't agree, has to let it go. So his arms are out. He'll argue he was just feeling for the defender rather than pushing him. Skill on the far side, pace as the sort of drive forward here, looking to make things happen. It's that man Makading who's got blistering pace here, and Mukashanu to that left side, and there's serious problems for the Namibians in dealing with that flank. Marrero will replace Bulula. Early ball here to the far post. Oh, it's a good chance. Headed just wide of the mark. Keeper and Carmen was in all sorts of trouble not getting there, Desiro. That's what he's good at, Taylor. And the ball and just couldn't steer this towards goal. Maybe Desiro did enough in putting him off. But a good chance then. That's what Taylor gives you in aerial ability. Five minutes added on to the 90. Lesotho pressing, and they're trying to share the spoils late here against the Namibians. Well, we've been treated to goals today. The healthiest we've had in the way of goals this day. 5 earlier, 3 in this encounter, 8 on the day. We've had our full for the day. After a slow start from a goal-scoring point of view, they really are finding the mark now on these sides over the last couple of days as the pressure and scramble for places sees them having to really force the issue and come up with the results. Have to get it forward. No two ways about it. Men on the edge of the box. Not the best of kicks from Merani. Scrambling now to get back to his goal line. And Namibia will be in no hurry to get the ball moving following this foul on Shidelo. Two and a half minutes gone, 2.5 minutes remaining in the half. Namibia having the ball right where they wanted, where they got Lesotho on the back foot. Yep, time wasting tactics have begun. Officially. There's a Lesotho ball looking to hold it up for as long as possible out on that far side and use his big frame to keep the opponents at bay, whereas Danyama desperate now. Lesotho. So the early ball is fighted in by Malane. As they throw numbers forward, they need to be wary of the counter-attack. They do have pace to the Namibians. Long run here. Well, nearly ended with a 3-on-3 battle. Lesotho able to deal with the pressure. Last minute of a 5 added on now. Lesotho running out of time. Kudlang couldn't find Sarah. 30 seconds for Lesotho. Early ball forward, they will throw everything forward now with desperation more than creeping into their game. Now, Lesotho winning it back in a good area. Hutang onto that left foot, the block. Important block. As Lesotho again in a hurry to get the ball rolling. We've had more than the 5 minutes played here. Nervous ending for the Namibian fans that are hoping their side hold on. Now, Bushra Kabobi from Mauritius puts the whistle to her mouth and ends what's been an exciting day at the 2024 Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup here in as far as the Group C action is concerned. Namibia doing the business against Lesotho in picking up the all-important win here to stand a chance of finishing top of the group come the last match day. Goals from Gamberipa with Bukashani pulling one back for Lesotho, and Muzeu, the man in your picture, scoring the winner for the Namibians, meaning as they, as well as the Angolans that pick up the maximum points on the day in Group C. It's Namibia in the better of Lesotho with a scoreline of 2-1. Well, the stats there, and there won't be too much separating these two sides here. Not in goal attempts, and Namibia slightly edging out Lesotho in shots on target, meaning Tamarani. And some work to do in keeping Lesotho in this game here, but ball possession, and there's hardly any difference between the two. 3 yellow cards apiece. He got a bit physical in that second half, but well, it's Namibia that do the business here, scoring their first goals of this year's tournament and picking up an important 3 points in their first win of this year's tournament. The group, well, we'll have Namibia now sitting atop Angola with an interesting last day coming up here in as far as Group C. Seychelles and Lesotho, well, have got problems with